Number 1. Yeah, well, I don't know how to put captions on screen, so what you get to number on a post-it, soz. So, number, I even made some notes. So 1, caveat emptor. Let's have you up here. Is that better? Is that good for you? Works for me. So, caveat emptor, buyer beware, as it says on the top of your V5 logbook. So, does the guitar that you're looking at, the guitar you want to buy, does it come from a trusted source? If you're buying off eBay or Reverb I don't know so much about, but I can only guess that they have similar seller ratings. I seem to think they do. I like to watch the Trogley's guitar show on YouTube, and he uses Reverb a lot, and he's a pretty sound guy. So I'm happy to take tips from him, from somebody who knows what they're doing. So does it come from a trusted source? Do they have good feedback? In fact, have they sold guitars before? And you can read feedback like you're brilliantly packaged and that kind of thing, but I won't come on to packaging and delivery and what have you in I think that's topic number 4 3/4. So yes, so does it if the advert doesn't have all of the details that you want, I mean, for a start, number 1 for me is, does it work? Always a useful question. If it doesn't have the amount of detail that you want in the advert, because eBay does a new thing now, and I probably won't bang on about eBay a bit because that's what I use on the £1 weekends, if I'm honest. So it's got this thing now where it will automatically list your instrument, and it'll just say conditioner is used, it's a guitar, which isn't helpful to anybody. The seller can't tell you about the good points, bad points, whatever points they want to make, and of course you've got no clue. All you've got is sometimes only a few photos. So if there's information missing, ask questions, ask for extra photos. Has it been restrung? Has it been to a professional for a setup? Are the electrics okay? Is everything all right? If there is a YouTube video, and let me tell you, this is becoming very, very popular these days. A great many eBay guitar sales will say, click on this link, and you can see the actual guitar, and that is gold. It's gold, because you'll know that all the stuff works, blah, 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 blah. So that's, yes, ask questions for full details as it works. So that's number 1. Okay. Number 2, with my high-tech numerical system. So number 2 is wood and metal. Guitars are made from wood and metal, and their properties will change due to atmospheric differences. In the same way as your door can be difficult to open in the winter and easier to open in the summer. And so, for example, okay, there might be a gloss finish guitar. I can hear you thinking. There might be a gloss finish guitar, and there's no humidity or unhumidity, either penetrating or not, with that. But your fretboard's open, isn't it? Your fretboard's open. Your rosewood's getting stuff in it or stuff sucked out of it, which is where we get fret sprout from. And yes, so I'm gonna say it again. I say it a lot, but I'm gonna say it again. You see, fixing a guitar up, it really does require specialist skills and tools to a degree. I mean, it's not brain science or whatever the expression is, but you do need to know what you're doing. And if you're not 100% familiar, don't go knackering up a £1,000 guitar by having a bit of go with some sandpaper and a hammer, because the tools are expensive and it takes time to learn how to get these things right. So do visit your guitar tech, they charge around the 20 or 30 quid mark. Some of them will even quote price. There's a guy in my area in Blackpool here, and I think he's called Gary as well. Is it? No, he's not. Is it Dr. Dave or Dr. Daz? Dr. Daz, and he actually quotes prices. That's great, because for what he's going to charge you once or twice a year for setting up, you can do that on a specialist file. So, and also he knows what he's doing, and it will come back right to you. So that is, that's my tip number 2. As I say, if you're buying from, without wishing to sound condescending, just, like from a punter's perspective, up until, I don't know, probably about 10 years or so ago, I didn't, although I've been playing guitar for a long time, I didn't really know the technology behind it. So it's important that somebody who's experienced looks at your guitar for the best results for you. Okay. Number 3. Yeah, number 3. Now, we see this a lot. Is it a project? Are there bits missing? Has it been partly finished? Or almost finished? All it needs is XYZ. Unless you're really experienced in guitar fixagery, or whatever the word is, give it a miss. Because it will sit in the corner of a room and you scratching your head wondering what they are to do with it, where to get the parts from, how to put them in. So unless you're really quite good at that kind of thing and handy with a soldering iron, if it's a project, give it a miss. The other thing that I don't like, that I'll tell you, is this. I hate to see the word upgraded, because generally speaking, upgraded means that it's been butchered and it's probably not as good as it was when it started off. That's what I've found in general terms. That's not always the case. Sometimes upgrades really are upgrades. For example, if Fender standard tuners have been replaced with genuine Fender locking tuners, that is an upgrade, in my opinion. But still, I'd always want the original parts to come with it, because people do like originality. And most guitarists, you know what we like, you fall in love with something for 6 months and then suddenly you don't like it anymore, and you've seen something else that's a bit sharper and fancier and got a nicer paint job, and so you're moving on. And here's the thing, when you want to move your last love along to its new owner, people like originality. So at least if you can sell the original bits that went with it, then that's great. Okay, so that was number 3. Number 4. Well, number 4 sort of relates to number 3 a little bit in a way. Price. Price is important. Let's face it, you don't want to pay too much for something. However, sometimes the cheapest thing isn't the cheapest thing. If you've got something just from, guitar in used condition, blah blah blah, and it comes to you when there's either scratchy parts or, there's stuff not working on it, or it needs this bit fitting here or that bit fitting there, then suddenly it's not cheap anymore, because you've got to start spending money. In the ideal world, what you want is a guitar to arrive to your door, you pull it out of the box, you plug it in, and you're away. There's nothing more frustrating than thinking, I'm going to get this here and all I've got to do is, because let me tell you, it's like if you've done any DIY in your life, then it's a little bit like that, because it's never straightforward, is it? You fix one thing and then you run into another difficulty which can lead to something else. So yeah, project, was that number 4? Projects, price. Yes, of course, so price. So sometimes something that looks cheap on paper isn't cheap when it gets to your door. So just Wait, don't just be madly smitten and falling in love and go head over heels and go, oh, I want it. Just look at all those points carefully. Do I need to spend money on it? Will it have to go somewhere for a bit? Will it be okay when it gets here? So that's number 4. Avoid projects. That's my advice. Number 5. Last but by no means least. As you know, I like Gibsons. What terrifies me is having them delivered, because most of them come in those bags. Now, how is the previous owner going to pack it? It terrifies me. Because people do. Well, it's got a guitar bag, so it'll be okay. I'll bung it in the bag, put it in a box and send it off. Oh, no. Fenders, not the same problem, but Gibson headstocks sit at a 17-degree angle, and unless that neck is firmly and appropriately supported underneath, you can run into problems. You can get there with a great big split down the neck, and then what happens? It was fine when I posted it to you. So, and then we're into a world of pain. So, if it's coming in a hard shell case that is appropriate to the instrument, I'm not saying originally by the manufacturer. That's a nice to have, but it's not necessary. Certainly, if the guitar case was designed for that guitar, then you'll be fine. And if it's not going to come in a case, I want to know that the person who's sending it is going to support that neck, put something underneath there so that the tip of the headstock doesn't make contact with the rest of the packing material. For that reason, I am prepared to travel. But then again, if you're going to travel, you've got to weigh up your fuel costs and add that into the price of the guitar, because it's not free. And the other thing is, on that kind of subject, is payments. Payments, cash or PayPal? Cash or PayPal? Well, PayPal hurts the seller. Some people won't accept PayPal because, of course, PayPal take 3%. From whatever the cost of the item is. So most, of course, sane sellers build that into the purchase price. Nobody's giving away 3% of anything, I don't suppose. So yes, that's your packing and payments. But the great thing with again, I wish I knew more about reverb. I should start doing a bit on reverb just so I can understand it better. With eBay, at least, you do have some recourse. However, of course, depending how the advert is worded, then you may or may not have comeback. But then again, with PayPal, you've got an extra safety net. So, going through if anybody who wants to just take the cash off you and kill the adverts, kill the listing, I don't like that. Makes me think, there could be something wrong. You might be lucky. They might just want to save giving PayPal their 10% or whatever, which that just depends upon how you feel personally about that subject. I shall make no comments or opinions one way on it or the other. But if you do buy in the official way through eBay, you do have, as I say, that security, and of course you've got the further safety net with PayPal if you pay via PayPal, so that's a good thing. So delivery, packaging, payments, all these things are to be considered. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I hope that it was helpful for you if you're considering purchasing a second-hand guitar. And that's it. See you all soon. Have a lovely day. Adios, amigos. Ta-ra.